On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
Just like Anton said, in worldviews, women have interest and men have interest because we're different. If you break down worldviews, I think men are more important when it comes to, it was a graph I saw, religion, the environment, same-sex marriage, even abortion rights. Men had more interest in that. What women had more interest in was gender pay as far as the gap, so they think, same-sex violence, and I think something like school. So very emotional topics that's usually centered around women is where the interest was. So, worldviews is different and topics are abundance of it. I think women are more interested in things that personally affect us. But men, as far as with politics, if that's what you're meaning, they got that hands down.
Yeah, if you guys are just tuning in, welcome to Lapeef Let's Talk. This is the greatest show ever. Make sure you guys get them likes up. Also, subscribe to the channel. I caught that laugh. I'm taking that laugh as an ingredient.
JR, stop doing this to me. Between the blue blockers, the laughter, just I'm scared now.
Yeah, she be throwing them. She be throwing them darts.
Oh my God, I hate it. Please don't.
I know.
I hate it.
I know.
That's what I don't understand.
JR, I hate it.
I know.
Don't do it.
I know. Okay. It's a great conversation. Great conversation. Respectful. I like it. I like what's going on right now. Again, get them likes up. Make sure you also subscribe to the channel. Moving on to our next topic, which is the world is going through changes right now. But when women are asked about world events, most have no idea what's really going on. Why do you think women are uninterested in life beyond their own circle? I need to read that again. Y'all got it.
I got it, but go ahead and read it again. Read it again. Read it one more time. Okay. I like it.
JR.
Okay.
Anton, did you say you like it?
The world.
Yeah, I love
the world is going through changes right now, but when women are asked about world events, most have no idea what's really going on. Why do you think women are uninterested in life beyond their own circle? Start with you, Rilla.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. I want to hear the ladies talk, but what I will say is for me and my girl, I make it a point to have regular conversation with her about politics, and she actually does a pretty good job of bringing. I speak about politics on the national level. She does a really good job of keeping me in tune with what's going on locally, and we have these really robust dialogue. I don't know necessarily that always came natural to her. I'm not gonna sit up here and lie like I don't come in and loving hip hop on TV or whatever else, whoopty whoop, or The Real or The View or whatever. And there's nothing wrong with that if you're watching that as entertainment or whatever. But I think there definitely has to be a balance. But I don't have an honest answer to the question. I really, really, really want to hear from the ladies and what they have to say on the subject.
Okay.
Well, hold on. Before the ladies jump in, let me say this because how my wife and let's just say, for example, Amira think as it relates to relationships is very, very similar. I mean, they both incredibly submissive, smart, knowledgeable, whatever, so on and so forth, right? But when you take the idea that Amira is incredibly well-versed when it comes to world events and things like that, Amira is very much into, I don't know if she's just like that's just who she is, or she just into it by because of a desire or some experience that she had in her past or whatever. My wife, on the flip side, don't give up. She don't care nothing about this, and if it's not for me keeping her updated on certain things and certain conversations, or the fact that I'm on these platforms and she watched me on these platforms, and so she become more informed, or the different shows and the different news articles that I cite or whatever, she would not care. She don't care nothing about it. I think it's just, maybe it's just her comfortability. Maybe it's just that she just feels, so secure and protected to where she's more in tune with the things that's more meaningful to her, and she just genuinely don't have any interest in it. But I don't think that the majority of women that I've seen are interested in anything outside of things that are, you know, speaking specifically to them. So even if you go on social media or different sites or so on and so forth, right? A lot of the women that you see that are super interested or engulfed in conversations when it comes to relationships at some point is affected by what's going on in society with regard to relationships. They may have experienced some men that have put them in a certain position, or they may have left their marriage, or they may, like, it's gotta be something that's truly tied to their real life experience, or they're not going to be interested in it at all. And obviously we're not speaking about all women, but I just find that the majority of women, if it does not apply to them, they are not going to be interested in it whatsoever. It has to be affecting them, or at some point affected them for them to be interested in it. And I just think that that's more or less a men thing. Men are interested in things that they're not even a part of yet. Maybe they aspire to be a certain type of thing, or they see the long-term vision, you know, as it may relate to them and how it's going to impact them and their household within 10 or 15 years or something like that. But I just don't think that that's a woman thing. Women are more innately inclined to pay attention to the things that directly affect them or that they have experience in.
Okay. Courtney, the world is going through changes right now, but when women are asked about world events, most have no idea what's really going on. Why do you think women are uninterested in life beyond their own circle?
Yeah. I wouldn't say that women are uninterested in world views. We have to understand when we talk about world views, it is an abundance of things. So majority of men are going to be interested in politics because they have always ran it. Every single elected official from city council to president has been men, and they've always ran it. So that's them. They always know more about it. I think there was a poll done a few years ago when they asked women about some politics, and women scored 30% lower than men. So men, that's them. They have interest in politics. But if we're talking about world views, just like Anton said, in world views, you know, women have interest and men have interest because we're different. If you break down world views, I think men are more important when it comes to, it was a graph I saw, religion, the environment, same-sex marriage, even abortion rights. Men had more interest in that. What women had more interest in was gender pay as far as the gap, so they think, same-sex violence, and I think something like school. So very emotional topics that's usually centered around women is where the interest was. So, you know, worldviews is different and topics are abundance of it. We're just, I think women are more interested in things that personally affect us. But men, as far as with politics, if that's what you're meaning, they got that hands down.